on the agenda, and the question is extended and tabled for so chooses to. But the thing that I have put forward is that, administrative staff, I would like to see that, the administrative staff is given a message that they will be coming back next year. Because the reality is we have a lot of new teachers in our buildings, and we do have the need for administrative oversight. And I take great exception to individuals who stand up and misrepresent the rules, as some chosen to do so. But the reality is we have a good administrative team that is focused and working hard towards maintaining educational excellence in our school. And by losing either one of our administrators, put a severe stroke in the quality of instruction.
Make a motion that we table this to a full meeting. I guess I would like to explain my idea there. Not that I don't want to feel like you guys feel like we're supporting this, but in view of that would give the budget committee a chance to really say everything's on the table. I don't want to say it's on the table, but I think in reaction to what we heard tonight, that to do this is going to learn some, well, this is my personal opinion. I don't think we should, just because I feel like we need to make sense. Are we behind our administrators and what they do, or do we think that what they do is something that is worth cutting something out of? And I don't think that, I think that I appreciate what these administrators do. I've seen a lot of administrators, and this is exactly why I voted, why I pushed for them to have their raises, because I want to see the administrators to stay here, because they do a great job. And the other thing is, Mr. McGee brought up, which I actually hadn't even thought of, but it goes right into it, is that we are seeing more and more young teachers coming on. And if they don't have a good mentor that's going to watch over them and take care of them, they're going to get blown out. And we're going to start going through teachers time after time after time. I understand that some of these individuals tonight, but it's been the same story that Dorothy and I have heard for the last 5 or 6 years.
They've given us a hard time for the last 5 years.
And they're never going to feel, I mean, okay, I don't, they're not going to be happy no matter what we do. So if it's not this, it's going to be something else. So if you personally feel like that this is the right thing, then I want you, I'm just saying, if you personally feel like these administrators are doing a good job and that they should be rehired, then I want you to vote how you personally feel. I don't want you to vote how some of these individuals in the audience said, or what they felt, because I don't give credence to a lot of what they felt. Don't agree with it.
So I guess my motion is to table it to a further outlook.
Okay. Then we have a motion, we have a second. We have a second to be motion. Okay, guys, to the left of the second.
I move that we rehire Dan Grabowska, Chrissy Hulla, and Audrey Backus under their current contract for the 2011-2012 school year.
Further discussion. I appreciate when you're trying to do that. I really do.
I didn't feel in the gas.
I know. I feel it. We've been feeling it for a lot of years. And maybe that's why. I mean, had I been where you were, I probably would do the same thing, Pat. I really would.
I can do a little discussion. And,
go ahead.
And I will. I'm gonna approve that. But what I was going to ask is, has the budget committee or Mr. McGee asked the administrators for, I always take this back to industry, because you might have the vice president will go to the site leaders and say, look, this is down. We need you guys to make cuts. It might be, I need you to reduce your cost per pound to here. You figure out how to do it. Have we asked the administrators, Dan, what are you recommending in your department that you can reduce? all three of them. So you guys have already been participating in that process.
And I'll take it one step further, Mike. I mean, if we get to a point where this board puts a levy before the public, is that support the school? Yeah, it fails, and we're in a tough situation. I'm going to step up, and I'll be the first one to say, raise my salary, cut my salary by X %, because, you know, I live in this community. And those aren't just shallow, hollow words that I'm saying. I will step forward and do that. But I'm also saying that I think it's vitally important, of course, to recognize that what we're trying to do is focus on the academic side of education. And some of the ideas that were put forward out of budget and finance was, let's try to protect our academic standards at all costs. And if that means bring them back to the administrators, let's bring them back, because they are a key cog in the wheel of progress here.
And that's what I think too, and that's why I was asking the question. You know?
So
I don't want the board or the budget dictating what's going to be to them. I think they should be contributing to that discussion as well.
And so we've had the discussion about because we have a plan well beyond this. You know, we haven't advanced to the board where they have been asked. I want deeper cuts because, quite honestly, there was a time when legislature was talking 2 to 3%. I thought, oh my God, we get there, we fail, and they say track by 3%. I have to have a plan in place, and so we have a plan. We have to know the steps we should do to get to 500,000 if that's what we need to.
Okay. Good.
I just want to tell the administrators, I hope you didn't look at us in this because that is not how we as a board feel. We value you. We accept that you work tireless hours in each of your buildings, in each of your sections, to make such a high contribution to the kids in the community. So we value you. Those other individuals don't understand that they're not where they need to be to understand what you do, and that's too bad. But we are, and we do appreciate what you do.
And you know, the other thing too is that when you hear about kids leaving school, and I've talked to kids, and mostly in my neighborhood that have left to go to Missoula schools, none of the people that I've ever talked to have said they're leaving to get, I don't want to say a better quality education. They're leaving because there's more opportunity in the Missoula schools. There's no doubt they're bigger, they got more money, there's more opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is.
And oftentimes they're looking for something specific.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's not just orchestra or whatever, it's football. And it's sports often.
Specific
Soccer, FFA,
They're looking for, cross country or something.
But I will add one last fact here. There have been a couple of administrative openings close by, Lobo being one of them, where our administrators, I really was nervous for a while there with Chrissy and Audrey possibly applying to Lobo. They did a good job. They just followed up. We had an administrative leave, and then you have Victor up the road here, and you have Darby and stuff. So there's been local positions. Neither of our two administrators, none of these guys have taken the option. There's a lot of loyalty there to the school, even though through the course of this year they've known we've been up against the wall. It's a balancing effect that you try to do in this position. You don't want to affect negatively the morale in your school system, but inevitably you have to tell the truth and you have to let it out. And we try to do that. We try to get the information out without scaring the bejesus out of people and chasing them off. And they've had a very intimate understanding of this budget for the entire year, knowing that we were leading into a very heated possible levy discussion and a very heated possible levy vote. So I just want to recognize them for their loyalty to the school system.
And what disappoints me is that that the bulk of that audience didn't stay for the whole meeting. I think if they're that concerned about how the school is operating and the quality and everything, they should be here for the whole meeting.
Two of the most vocal ones that we have tonight were our board members.
Who spoke mistruths.
And they caused so many problems for years. But I'm glad that we're getting more people here to listen to them. I think that has died down.
Appreciate, oh, yeah.
Is there any need to open a custodial position?
No.
It's open by virtue of this.
Okay. All discussion, all those in favor? Aye. All right, policy review, second reading.
We have this policy on the board agenda, and the board is just, at this time, there's no changes or amendments to it, so move to approve on second reading.
So moved.
Okay.
Discussion, call the question, all those in favor? Aye. Meeting's adjourned. Yay.